What if I told you? When your cat blocks your path or flops in the doorway, it's not a random habit. It's a secret test. A test that reveals how much they trust you, how strong your bond is, or if something's wrong. Most cat owners ignore it completely. But once you know what it really means, you'll never see it the same way again. Reason number 1, your cat has turned you into their personal entertainment system. Dr. Miguel Delgado, a cat behavior expert, revealed that cats are basically training you like a circus animal. Every time they block you and you stop to pet them, boom, you just reinforced their behavior. Think about it. Your cat has figured out the perfect formula to control you. They've studied your patterns, learned your weaknesses, and now they're exploiting them like a master manipulator. They know exactly when you're rushing to get somewhere important, and that's precisely when they'll plant themselves right in your path like a furry roadblock. But here's the crazy part. They're not just seeking attention randomly. They've calculated the exact moment when you're most likely to give in. When you're carrying groceries, running late for work, or trying to use the bathroom, that's when they strike. It's not coincidence, it's strategic warfare. And every single time you stop, bend down, and give them that sweet attention they're craving, you're basically telling them, yes, this strategy works perfectly. Please continue to inconvenience me whenever you want love. You've become their trained human, responding to their every command without even realizing it. Number 2 will make you question everything. Your cat thinks they own you. When they block that doorway, they're not being cute. They're claiming their kingdom. And guess what? You're just a visitor in their royal palace. This territorial behavior runs deeper than you think. Cats are natural conquistadors, and your home is their empire waiting to be claimed. Every hallway, every doorway, every single pathway through your house, they see it as prime real estate that needs to be controlled. And blocking your path? That's them planting their flag and declaring sovereignty. The brilliant book Cat Sense reveals that cats use physical presence just as much as scent marking to claim territory. So when your cat positions themselves in that high-traffic doorway, they're basically setting up a checkpoint in their kingdom. They're the border guard, and you need their permission to pass through. But here's what's really happening. They're not just claiming space, they're asserting dominance over you. In their mind, if they can control where you go and when you go there, then they're clearly the alpha in this relationship. Every time you politely step around them instead of asserting your right to walk freely in your own home, you're reinforcing their belief that they're the real ruler of this household. Reason number 3, your cat thinks you're a sheep. No, seriously. Some cats develop what experts call herding behavior. They're literally trying to guide you like livestock. If this happens during mealtime, congratulations. You've been demoted to farm animal status. This behavior is absolutely mind-blowing when you think about it. Your supposedly domesticated house cat has looked at you. Their food provider, their shelter giver, their entire support system, and decided that you're too incompetent to navigate life without their guidance. They've appointed themselves as your personal shepherd, and you're the clueless sheep that needs constant direction. The herding instinct kicks into overdrive around feeding time because that's when your cat's anxiety peaks. They're thinking, this human is so scatterbrained they might forget to feed me if I don't physically guide them to the food bowl. So they become your furry GPS, blocking certain paths and nudging you toward the kitchen like you're some kind of lost livestock. What's even more fascinating is that cats who display this behavior often feel an incredibly strong bond with their humans. They're not trying to annoy you. They genuinely believe you need their help to survive. In their mind, they're being the responsible one in this relationship, making sure their helpless human doesn't wander off and forget about important things like dinner time. Number 4 is straight-up psychological warfare. Your cat is testing who's really in charge. They're like that kid in school who keeps poking you to see what you'll do. Every time you walk around them instead of making them move, they win another point in the control game. This is where cats reveal their true nature as master manipulators. They're conducting little social experiments on you every single day, and you don't even realize you're the test subject. When they plop down right in your path, they're not randomly being difficult. They're scientifically testing your boundaries to see how much control they can exert over your behavior. Think about it like this. Cats are incredibly intelligent. creatures who understand cause and effect better than most people give them credit for. They've figured out that by simply positioning their body in strategic locations, they can completely dictate human movement patterns. The power play escalates when they realize just how much control they actually have. Once they discover that their physical presence alone can make you change your entire route through your own house, they start pushing the boundaries even further. It becomes a game to them. How long can they make you wait? How many times will you politely ask them to move before you give up and find another way around? You're basically playing a game you didn't even know you'd entered, and your cat is winning every single round. Reason 5 might actually make you emotional. Your cat thinks you're helpless and needs to protect you. In the wild, cats are both hunters and prey, so they're constantly watching for danger. When they block you, they might literally think they're saving your life. This protective instinct is rooted in millions of years of evolution. Even though your pampered house cat has never faced a real predator, those survival instincts are hardwired into their DNA. They look at you, this large, clumsy creature who can't even see in the dark properly, and their ancient brain screams, "This human is going to get themselves killed if I don't intervene." Your cat has appointed themselves as your personal bodyguard, and they take this job very seriously. When they block your path, especially in dimly lit areas or unfamiliar spaces, they're essentially saying, "Hold up, let me check if it's safe for you to proceed." They're scanning for threats, listening for unusual sounds, and making sure the coast is clear before allowing their precious human to continue. What makes this behavior even more touching is that it shows just how much your cat cares about your well-being. They're willing to inconvenience themselves by staying alert and vigilant, all because they've decided that keeping you safe is their responsibility. In their mind, you're part of their family unit now, and family members look out for each other. Number 6 is actually sweet. This is how cats say "I love you" in a language you don't understand. Dr. Sarah Ellis found that path blocking is often just their awkward way of asking for affection. It's like they're saying, "Notice me," but in the most inconvenient way possible. Here's the thing about cats. They're emotional creatures trapped in bodies that weren't designed for obvious communication. Cats have to get creative with their affection displays. And sometimes, creativity looks like inconvenient behavior to us humans. When your cat blocks your path and then immediately starts rubbing against your legs or flopping over dramatically, they're basically performing an elaborate love ritual. They're saying, "I've been waiting all day for you to notice me, and now that I have your attention, let me show you how much I adore you." This behavior is especially common in cats who have formed strong emotional bonds with their humans. They don't just want your attention, they want your focused, undivided attention. And what better way to ensure they get it than by literally making it impossible for you to continue with whatever you were doing until you've properly appreciated their presence? It's manipulative, yes, but it's manipulative in the most loving way possible. But here's number 7, the one that changes everything. Your cat has turned your house into their personal hunting ground, and you are the prey they're tracking. Those doorways and hallways? Perfect ambush spots. They're not blocking you. They're hunting you. This revelation will completely change how you see your innocent house cat. Every single day, they're practicing their predatory skills, and you've become their favorite moving target. Those hunting instincts that helped their ancestors survive in the wild? They're still there, just as sharp as ever. Your cat has mapped out your entire house like a military strategist. They know your routines, your favorite pathways, your daily habits. They've identified the perfect ambush points, those narrow hallways, doorway transitions, and corridor corners where they can position themselves for maximum impact. When they block your path, they're actually executing a perfectly planned hunting maneuver. The most chilling part? You're not just any prey to them. You're their favorite prey. They've studied your movements so thoroughly that they can predict exactly when and where you'll appear. That's why they're always in the right place at the right time to intercept you. They're not randomly inconveniencing you. They're demonstrating their superior hunting skills by showing you that they could catch you anytime they wanted to. It's both impressive and slightly terrifying when you really think about it. And here's number 8. Your cat is bored out of their mind and you're their only entertainment. When they dart in front of you or swat at your feet, they're basically saying, "Play with me or I'll make your life inconvenient." This is where the truth gets really interesting. Your cat has turned you into their personal entertainment center, and they're not taking no for an answer. In the wild, cats spend hours every day hunting, stalking, and engaging in complex predatory behaviors. But your house cat? They've got all the hunting instincts with none of the actual hunting opportunities. So what do they do with all that pent-up energy and those unused predatory skills? They turn their attention to the most interesting moving object in their environment: you. Every time you walk through the house, you're basically triggering their play drive. Your movements, your predictable patterns, even the sound of your footsteps, it all screams potential playmate to their cat brain. The path blocking becomes their way of initiating play sessions. They're hoping that if they inconvenience you enough, you'll finally engage with them in some kind of interactive game. When they dart in front of you or suddenly appear in your path, they're essentially saying, "Tag, you're it." But since you don't speak cat, you completely miss the invitation and just see it as annoying behavior. Meanwhile, your cat is just sitting there thinking, "Why won't this human play with me? I'm making it so obvious that I want to have fun together." Number 9 will make you realize your cat is basically a solar panel with fur. They're completely addicted to warm spots, and your pathways just happen to be their favorite sunbathing locations. Cats are descendants of desert animals, so they're literally programmed to seek out heat like it's liquid gold. That doorway you're trying to walk through? It's getting hit by the perfect afternoon sunbeam, and your cat has claimed it as their personal tanning salon. They're not trying to block you. You just happen to be interrupting their spa session. The combination of warmth and strategic positioning makes these spots irresistible to them. Here's number 10 that most people never realize. Your cat is running a secret scent marking operation, and you're walking through their crime scene. Every time they rub against the doorway while blocking you, they're depositing their scent and claiming that territory as theirs. It's like they're tagging buildings with invisible graffiti that says, "This belongs to me." The blocking behavior gives them the perfect excuse to brush against surfaces and mark them with their scent glands. You think they're being affectionate when they rub against your legs, but they're actually signing their name on you like you're their property. Number 11 is pure cat psychology. They're testing how attached you are to your routines, and they find your predictability absolutely hilarious. Cats are creatures of habit, but they also love disrupting other creatures' habits just to see what happens. When you follow the same path every day at the same time, your cat sees it as a challenge. They position themselves strategically to force you to break your routine, almost like they're conducting a social experiment. It's their way of saying, "Let's see how flexible this human really is when I throw a wrench in their perfectly planned day." Here's number 12 that might surprise you. Your cat gets jealous of inanimate objects and decides to compete with them for your attention. If you're always rushing toward the kitchen, your phone, or your computer, your cat starts seeing these things as rivals. The path blocking becomes their way of intercepting you before you reach whatever they perceive as competition. They're essentially saying, "Hold up, you are about to give attention to something that isn't me, and that's simply not acceptable." It's like having a jealous partner who can't stand when you focus on anything other than them. And finally, number 13, the most mysterious one. Some experts believe cats can sense things we can't, and they block our path to protect us from invisible dangers. Whether it's changes in air pressure, electrical fields, or even supernatural presences, cats might be detecting threats that are completely invisible to human senses. When they stubbornly refuse to let you pass through a certain area, they might be trying to save you from something you can't even perceive. It sounds crazy, but considering how many unexplained abilities cats seem to have, this theory isn't as far-fetched as it initially sounds. The truth is, your cat isn't just being random. They're communicating in the only way they know how. These 13 reasons prove that every single behavior has a deeper meaning, and now that you understand their secret language, you can finally decode what your feline friend is really trying to tell you.